Alright, it's been about another week, and today, well, as of now, is the weekend for me. Got a little bit of time, so I kind of figured to do a little bit of a progress update. I'm thinking I might make this into like a weekend-based episode-like series in my channel, seeing as how a lot of people are really getting behind this Snowpiercer project of mine. And without rambling on too long, kind of cutting straight to the chase, as the title of the video would detail, or tell you, we are going to be taking a look at how I've completed the Aquarium cars. Now, last weekend I did my first ever stream, about the Snowpiercer project, talking to other people and all that good stuff. And I was getting one of the cars fabricated for the base template for the Aquarium car, or cars. As you can see, I've got two of them here now. And I only got about just a rough sketch of the interior done, but as it stands now, the Aquarium cars are now complete, except for the second one. The second one needs a little bit more work done to it. So without further ado, let's take a look at how much it's changed. If you remember seeing what it was like on the stream, this is all new. So we go into here, take a step down here, and voila. Definitely taken a significant jump in detail and just overall aesthetic compared to what it was going to look like from the template on the stream of mine. And after I got through broadcasting the stream and just kind of taking a look at what I had already built, I kind of figured, you know what, and give myself a little bit more wiggle room and more reference to go off of, and I went back and rewatched a couple of the episodes of Snowpiercer. And I was able to get a couple of shots throughout a couple of the episodes as to what the Aquarium car looks like and to get a better idea on how it's all set up and stuff like that. So for the most part, you had like the main corridor that goes right down the middle of the tank, and it had like, light boards tucked away on the side of the walkway. Glass arch corridor with a couple of bracing, or I don't even know what you call those, archways or something to kind of support the glass and all that stuff. Creatures and sea life all inside. There are some fishes swimming around, but I don't know where the hell they just went. First they were here, now they're gone, but probably, yep, there they are. They're all huddled up towards the front half of the car. That's interesting. So then as we come back here, we kind of come to the sushi bar, or as far as what I believe to be a sushi bar. Now, it's not like a direct, complete rip-off as to what the sushi bar looked like in the original TV series, although I did take the color scheme, the overall aesthetic, and just kind of the placement of the tables in the main bar area back here. It's kind of the only part that I could really carry over. The rest of it's close to resemblance, but it's not exactly perfect, so that's why I don't say it's like a direct rip-off. So, like the bushes, that was like an addition to my, to my setup here, and these lanterns, they were hanging from the ceiling, and some were even supported from the floor in the TV series, whenever you got a glimpse of it. And by the looks of it, they only had two tables and the bar area, so that's about as much of it as I put together. And seeing as how the sushi bar was kind of like Japanese or Chinese culture-esque aesthetic, that's kind of why I went with the whole two-tone brown, cream, and I think this is actual kelp block or something like that. I got my block bar down below up, so I can't tell what the hell it is, but so anyway, so yeah, here's the bar. This is kind of where Melanie and Jinju, yeah, that's her name, Jinju, was talking in episode 1. And there's also a couple of scenes in future episodes where this aquarium car is seen. And for the most part, that's quite that's all it really is, really. It's just a big old aquarium with a sushi bar at the end. Now, I guess, just to kind of make this video a little bit shorter, not prolonging it too long, I did say that I had a second car going. And back whenever I was doing the stream, second episode, I was debating with myself if whether or not the Snowpiercer actually had more than one aquarium car in total, because seeing as how in episode 1, when we get like a glimpse of the aquarium car, there's like a scene where Jinju, she dives into the aquarium and swims to like a little rock formation on the bottom and seems to pluck what appears to be a sea urchin or something, then she takes it back out, and then she makes some kind of food just as Melanie's walking in, if you remember that scene from episode 1. But seeing that moment where she dove into the tank and grabbed what she got, it doesn't really look like there was the big glass corridor here in the middle, so it led me to believe that there may potentially be two aquarium cars, one that has the corridor down the middle and the sushi bar at the end, and then one that's predominantly, aquarium space with maybe just like a little side corridor here on the other end. So I was trying to get that put together before I make this video, but I only got just about 80% of it done. It still has some more fine detail work to do. But seeing as how we don't get to see any other aquarium car, and we can only just kind of go off the assumption that there might be another one. Like seeing as how the aquarium tank that Gingy was swimming in appeared to be a lot bigger and more spacious than what we had in the front one. I just took it upon myself to just go off the assumption and just went ahead and built the second car. So, like, one end here, like, I'm gonna have to have, like, a couple of compartments on the side here that might have water pumps, salt filtration, and all that stuff. And then maybe at the other end will be, like, a, kind of like a compartment that has the, access corridor to climb up above the tank and dive in, because the water level in this tank actually sits lower than the ceiling. I think I might have actually made that a mistake in the, first aquarium car, where the water actually goes all the way up to the roof. So, yeah, it looks like it. So, I might have to change that here afterwards, but anyway. And I guess, you know, just in case if anybody might be wondering, if I go to the other end here, the sushi bar is on this end here, and there's like a chunk of the corridor that's been blocked off. And the reason why this is like that is because, essentially, instead of just building a completely new car from the ground up, I just duplicated the first aquarium car that I already had and just put it in behind it, and then just kind of tore out the interior and reworked it, so I didn't have to like completely refill it with water and all that stuff. So as it stands right now, these are the two aquarium cars that I have now ready to be added to the overall length of the Snowpiercer. And it seems like the next car that I have to work on, I touched up in the stream, was the first class cabin cars. Now, there was somebody that brought a certain concern to my attention of the, they were questioning the fact as to, like, how come the first class cabin only took up about half the car length, even though I still have to do the interior work, but as far as the floor plan goes, this is about as close as I can get it to what it looked like in the series. But in the Snowpiercer series, the first class cabin cars are supposed to take up the entire length of the car. But seeing as how I've come to find out that the train template and model that I put together is actually overscaled compared to what it probably really should be, I'm essentially left with trying to create a real, you know, an accurate floor plan. But then once I built the floor plan, I found out that it's going to be able to take 2 first-class cabins per car. And seeing as how, you know, now I'm going to have 2 first-class cabins in one car instead of just 1 per car, I can kind of shrink down the total number of cars needed to complete the overall Snowpiercer train, because, fun fact, if you didn't catch the stream last weekend, I was detailing the possible idea about converting this Snowpiercer map into a downloadable map that I might upload to the Minecraft Marketplace as like an adventure map. And in order to do that, I might have to shorten the length of the train, because I don't really think 1001 cars would be doable, you know, anytime soon. Plus, I also have the idea of implementing the second train, you know, that you'll see in episode 10 if you haven't seen the series. That's probably a spoiler. No, it is a spoiler. What am I talking about? So, yeah, as that stands, that's the aquarium car, first class car. And I guess before I wrap up this video real quick, I do got another little car here. Now, this one, custom installment to the overall length of the train. It's only just the second car behind the locomotive. And as it stands, I'm kind of, since we only know about the 13 or 17 cars in the Snowpiercer series, there's going to be a couple of carriages and I'm going to have to take upon myself to create my own custom interior and kind of fill in the empty space between the known cars. And I kind of figured, like, okay, so that car right there with the additional stacks on the side, that's the hospitality car. Then coming forward, I was going to say that this is like an expedition car, and this car here would be a secondary machine room, and then you've got the main engine set up front. And what I mean about this being an expedition car is, you know, you see like the gigantic the door here in the middle is because, you know, being the expedition car, like in the Snowpiercer novels, like the trains can stop and they can get going again. So I kind of figured, wouldn't it be kind of interesting if the Snowpiercer had a car dedicated to equipment and, you know, maybe even specially modified vehicles that could disembark the train and go out like into the wilderness and like do some calculations, some readings, some temperature, you know, scientific stuff when the train stopped at some times. And so I was kind of putting together like a big old garage space with one long corridor that walks along the side. Now this would be like sealed off and, you know, airtight and, you know, insulated from the weather in case these hatches, I mean, even when these hatches open, the entire inside of this place is going to freeze. So, you know, the people that are working in this area would have to have those special suits. So you have like your airlock here, and going into here, this would be kind of like a control room for the doors and observation deck, and then going up the stairs real quick. This would just be kind of like a little outfit room or some kind of like break room or office room, I don't know. Then you just step out here and you got your corridor that leads that way to the engine and that way to the hospitality car. So as it stands, those are the new additions to the cars that I have built for the Snowpiercer train, the Aquarium cars being the most recent. And this just comes to show that I am slowly but surely putting progress towards the overall engine. I mean, not engine, but the overall train. So, that's the Aquarium car. This is the Snowpiercer project, and this is probably episode 2, 3, 4 that I've done on this train. So just rest assured that I am continuing progress on it. I am working on it, and hopefully sooner or later, I'll be able to do a lot more work on the actual main train itself. And I guess, the trick is, the reason why I'm building the cars on the side is so that way I can just, cheat the system and just copy and paste them into the blank cars that are down train whenever I figure out where they need to go. So yeah, that just makes it easier to just build the cars that I know and then add them in whenever I figure out where they need to go. So, yeah. Now, the question is, I guess before I end this up, question. What do you think should be the next car that I should try to fabricate, within the next week or two? Because I've got the first class cabins up and going, I've got the Aquarium car. I was kind of thinking to myself, perhaps maybe the greenhouse cars. But then again, there are a couple of other... Or actually, yeah, the greenhouse cars, maybe even the first class dining hall. Then you got, like a second class compartment, then you have the chains, like the cars that had like containers for, apartments and further down train. That'd be like third class, I think it'd be. But yeah, so let me know down in the comments what cars do you think I should try to fabricate next. So, leave you with that, and as the typical outro goes, you take care, have yourself a nice day, night, or morning, depending on where you're at. And I'll try to see you guys next weekend when I've got something else for you.